Hey beautiful people, how's your day been so far? Let me know in the comments. Today, we're exploring music. Ever wondered why you can't stop replaying that one song, even though you've heard this a million times? Well, it will keep replaying in your head, that's for sure, until eventually you get obsessed by the next hit that catches your ear. It's like your brain is on a never-ending quest for that perfect blend of melody, rhythm, and lyrics that just hit right. Scientists say it's all about the earworm effect, which sounds gross by the way. When a song triggers the release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical in your brain, the more you listen, the more your brain craves that musical high. But here's the twist. Once the novelty wears off, your brain starts searching for the next dopamine fix. That's why you'll eventually move on to a new obsession, leaving your old favorite to gather dust. Well, it is until, of course, it pops up again on a playlist years later. And it takes you on a nostalgic trip down memory lane. Music, after all, is the ultimate emotional time machine. Have you ever listened to a song in a language you don't even understand, yet you felt something inside, goosebumps, or maybe a flame, maybe a burst of energy, maybe something that resonated with you? I can tell you a story that I've heard and I've quite liked. Would love to share it with you guys. During a study abroad, a program in Japan, there was Sarah, an American student. She found herself feeling homesick and overwhelmed by the cultural differences. One evening, as she wandered through a quiet neighborhood in Kyoto, she heard the faint sound of a piano drifting from a nearby community center. Curious, of course, she stepped inside and found an elderly man playing a hauntingly beautiful melody on an old, upright piano. Though she didn't understand the lyrics, the emotion in his voice and the melody stirred something deep within her. The song, she later learned, was Furusato, a nostalgic Japanese folk song about longing for one's hometown. As the music filled the room, Sarah felt an unexpected connection to the man's performance. Though they came from different worlds, the universal language of music bridged the gap. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized that despite being far from home, she wasn't alone in her feeling of longing. That moment became a turning point for her, helping her embrace her time in Japan with a newfound sense of belonging and appreciating the beauty of shared human experiences. Music is woven into the very fabric of a human existence. It is almost impossible to imagine life without it. Music is deeply tied to our memories and personal experiences. A single song can transport us back to a specific moment, reminding us of people, places, or events that shaped who we are. It's a soundtrack of our lives. Music has therapeutic quality almost. It can calm our nerves, reduce stress, and even help us heal. Studies show that music therapy can improve mental health, aid in recovery from illness, and provide comfort during difficult times. Unexpectedly heard a song from your childhood? Suddenly you're back in your family's car, singing your heart out? The wind rushing through the open windows as the world blurs past. Maybe it was on the radio or a cassette tape, a CD your parents played on repeat. That one song carries more than just the melody. It holds the scent of summer roads, the taste of ice cream, and the sound of laughter shared with siblings or friends. Music has this magical ability to act as a time machine, instantly transporting us to moments we thought were long forgotten. It's not just nostalgia, it's a visceral emotional connection that ties us to our past. And the best part, no matter how much time passes, those songs remain unchanged, waiting to bring us back the joy, innocence, and the wonders of being a kid. Even if it's just for a few minutes, songs that are like bookmarks in the story of our lives, marking the movements that matter most. Each one holds a memory, an emotion, or a chapter we've lived through. Whether it's the tune that played at your first dance, the anthem of your teenage rebellion, or the lullaby your parents sung to you, these musical bookmarks help us revisit who we were and remind us of how far we've come. They're not just background noises, they're more than that. They're the soundtracks of our joys, heartbreaks, triumphs, and quiet moments of reflection. And just like a well-loved book, we can flip back to those bookmark pages anytime, letting the music carry us back to the people, places, and feelings that shaped us. It's why we hold certain songs so close to our hearts. They're not just melodies, they're not just instruments, they're not just words. They're pieces of our story. Each and every one of us
is the main character of their own story.
Which music do you hold dear to you right now?
Maybe it's the music of your life.
The soundtrack that will stay with you and resonate with you for the rest of your life. Maybe it's just for this chapter. Maybe the next chapter you'll find all that music will find you. There is no escaping it. Maybe there is no music, and in that as well,
there is beauty.
For me, I wouldn't just tell you why music is so beautiful without doing the proper research. So I came across a university professor. His name is Joseph Honor, a music professor at Tufts University. He has some fascinating thoughts about music and its role in our lives. He points out that one of the oldest musical instruments we know of is a Neanderthal bone flute, which shows that as soon as humans or something close to humans existed, they were already making music and building instruments. It's like music has always been part of who we are. Honor talks about how, over the centuries, people have imagined music in so many different ways. But at its core, music gives us a way to connect with something deep inside ourselves, something we can't quite reach in any other way. That's probably why music is such a common gift. Back in the day, people made mixtapes, carefully picking songs that meant something to them and shared them with others. Now, we might send a playlist or just a single song that feels special. Maybe not quite send it, you might also share it on your Instagram story or in TikTok or just WhatsApp, Facebook, I don't know, but there are so many different ways. It's a way of saying something to someone that words alone cannot capture.
Do you get me? You get what I'm saying here?
Like words sometimes are not enough. That's where you'll need something else, and most people go for music.
There is arts, and music is part of it.
What's really cool, according to Honor, is that music leaves room for something new. Whether you're playing an ancient bone flute, creating beats on a laptop, or even banging your head on a wall, there is always a chance to discover something no one has thought of before. Something that can touch people in a profound and beautiful way. Music, in its all forms, is this endless source of creativity and connection. Music is amazing, but let's be real here. Let's just be really realistic. It can also get super annoying sometimes. Whether it's a song you don't like blasting on repeat, a tune that's way too catchy for its own good, or that one part of a track that just grates your nerves. Music has a way of getting under your skin, even when you least expect it. And then there is the ultimate love-hate relationship, earworms. Earworms are those snippets of a song that can get stuck in your head on an endless loop. Just like me, I can never forget that one song. Whenever I go out, I'm just driving or I'm just on foot going somewhere or nowhere, just thinking of nothing. I can hear it. Somebody once told me. You know the feeling, of course. You hear a song once and suddenly you're humming it in the shower, whistling it at work, and even dreaming about it. Scientists say earworms happen because your brain loves patterns, and the music is full of them. When a song has a catchy melody, a repetitive hook, or even a weird rhythm, your brain latches onto it like a puzzle it can't solve. It keeps replaying it, trying to complete the pattern, which is why you can't shake it off.
Bruh.
But here's the kicker. The more you try to stop thinking about an earworm, the worse it gets. It's like your brain rebels and plays it even louder. And while some earworms are fun, who doesn't love belting notes on a guilty pleasure? Even though I might hate it that All Star is haunting me till this day, I would still play it on repeat, just by itself. Others can be downright maddening, like when it's a jiggle from a commercial or a song you don't even like. Music can also get annoying when it's overplayed. A hit song everyone loves, after hearing it for the 100th time, it might start to feel like torture. Or when someone else's music intrudes on your own space, like a neighbor blasting their playlist at 2 a.m., it can quickly go from enjoyable to infuriating. So while music is one of life's greatest joys, it's also a double-edged sword. It can lift you up, bring back memories, and connects you to others, but it can also drive you up the wall when it's stuck in your head or when it's forced on you at the wrong timing. That's the magic and the mischief of music. Now we know a bit about why music affects us, but maybe some of the magic remains in the mystery. Next time you press play, think about why you're listening and enjoy the ride. Maybe it's a song that you will remember 20 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, and just get the feels and start saying, I remember when. Yeah, that kind of feeling. So right now, what's your go-to song? Drop it in the comments, whether it's a nostalgic throwback, a current chart topper, or an underground gem you can't stop replaying. We want to know what's on your playlist. Music is all about sharing, and who knows, your recommendation might just become someone else's new favorite. Let's swap tracks and discover the beats that are keeping us moving, grooving, and feeling all the feels. I like to move it, move it.